Hello everyone. I thought it was due time to create another video and keep it real quick and go over some of the latest features that I've added to the community theme creator for BigBox. Obviously one of the changes is the new name. But let me see, I'm going to use one of Rincewind's themes for this video. That way you can see some of the features being demonstrated. So let's see, we'll go into the editor and okay, this is the latest version from Rincewind, and I've added a couple of views here: platform marquee, system view. But what we're going to do is edit the text filters, and just to recap, we'll go into text games. Rincewind here has actually applied a style to the text games list view. Okay, so we're going to apply the same style to the filters or text filters view. All right, so I'm just going to locate wheel. Here it is. Copy, or I can, right click on that. I'm going to discard because I don't need to make any changes on that. Hop over to text filters, and as you can see, it's already detected my code changes, and it's loaded all the platforms, at least that I have on this particular system, and listed in a list box here. I could also go to platform categories and it would display them here, but in this case I'll just show platforms, and I'll edit and we'll go to wheel like before, right click, it's got focus, and what we'll do, I'm just going to paste, and obviously that would have pasted the original location of the games version, but that's okay. I'm going to position it like so. I think that's fine. I'm going to leave the font size the same, everything the same, and save. And now you can see it copied all the attributes from the other view for that wheel to this wheel, and that's great. But we're not done. I've got a new view, the system view. So when you first go into BigBox, and at least the default for me is a platform view, when I hit escape it takes me into the system menu, and then from there you can drill down into the options and whatnot. Okay, but at least from the very first menu, at least where you can select to exit BigBox, the system menu, I want to at least give it the same look and feel as these views here, okay, instead of the typical default BigBox system menu. So what we'll do, by default it wants to punch up a text list box, and these are the options that you would typically see when you hit escape from a platform view. And actually, while it's here, I should be able to hit paste, or I thought I could hit paste. Yep, I did. There it is. And again, it retained the original location of the games version. So I'm going to just keep that over there a second. So let me see. We want to add an image Yeah, what do we want to do? We want to do background first. Okay. And wallpapers. What was it? Plain? Yep. Plain. I'm going to create a new group. Background. What am I doing? Yep, background. And then I'm going to keep the wheel there. Wallpaper. Okay, and on here I want to add another image, and this is, let's see, I think he put it in wallpapers, background system. Okay, cool. And then I think he's got it to stretch. Okay, he sent me these images earlier. All right, so now we have this, and I guess I can place this pretty much wherever I want, right? I don't want it obscured too much. Actually, I could do that, right? Okay. Okay, I'll do that. I can drag it over, it doesn't really matter. And then from here, let's see, I could darken this background a little bit. So what I can do is add a rectangle. And we'll change the color to black. And then I'll change the opacity, I don't know, 60. First thing I need to do is to change the Z order. I want the rectangle below. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. The drop shadow, red effect, you can still see on the dark background. Yeah, okay, I like that. And then, what else did he have? He had like a video overlay over the top of the whole thing, over the top of the whole wheel. So let's add another image. So this was the options background. This is going to be options for, this was an image. No, that's fine. Options foreground. And I think he used, yeah, foreground system. All right, and I think the same was true. It was fill. He only sent me these images a few hours ago, so yeah, that's cool. All right, so that's that. Now I want to borrow. I want to borrow this clock. I don't think it matters what view I'm in. Yeah. Let me just double check. Text filters. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not changing position. Okay, cool. I'm going to borrow that. So user source. Let me see. Some of these he's using for animation purposes, storyboarding. And I'm not wearing my glasses, which is a bit of a problem. Ah, there it is. That's analog clock. So I'm going to hit copy. And I want user source. I'm going to paste, and boom, it pasted all the attributes into it. Okay, so there's the clock. And then he had a, and just so I know what this is going forward, and then he had another image, and I think this was the glass effect, and I don't know I don't know if he has one, to be honest. I put one together on my Mac. Let's see. Let's see. Because he only gave me 2 files. 192.168.0.14. Lucky guess. And yeah. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay, well it doesn't matter. But he has a glass effect that he uses over the top of his images. Okay. So we'll add one more thing. If we have it, I don't know if we do. And call this logo. We don't have the glass effect, so I'm just going to remove that UI element. And let's see, was it in wallpapers? Yeah, I may not have it. Nope. I thought there was a logo I could borrow. You know what? There is one on my Mac. So let me find that. 192. There you go. Let's see. Corner. Yep, that's the one. So I want that. I'll put it in wallpapers. Alright, cool. Yeah, we'll finish this off. Okay, So let's see, that's the logo. I put it in wallpapers, and there it is. And write a line, and like so. It's set to uniform. That's cool. And we can do that. We can save. Okay. So that's the option view minus the glass effect. See the glass effect that he puts over the top. I don't have one that would work for this. But that's okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. And it's not very obvious because it's not giving you a like a replica of what BigBox does. But these UI elements here, favorite games and recent games, they're only available to the text filters view. They'll only show up that you can add them from here. Obviously I've already added them, so you can't add them again, but they're here. And obviously when I publish the theme and run BigBox, we'll be able to see it. So let's just come out of here and just double check everything. I think this looks good. I don't think there's anything else. I think that was it. It was just those two views. This one needed to be updated. Use the same scheme, and then that one again using the same color scheme and everything. Okay, yeah, I think that's cool. So what we'll do, we'll hit publish. All right. Okay. And then I did a Windows update earlier, so fingers crossed that BigBox is going to launch immediately. It was kind of hit and miss. No fault of BigBox, of course. This is my desktop. Getting a bit weird. Oh, success. And we go straight into pyramids. Just wanna, okay, cool. Let's switch to text filters view for platforms. And there you go. So we have recent games preloaded there at the bottom, middle. And on the left, obviously, we now have our style that's been applied to the list. Yep, very cool. Now I know I've got some favorites if I go to PlayStation 2. There you go. Yep. Favorites. Yeah, I've never really played around with this at all. I've certainly never developed a theme using those components before, but again, you know, thanks to Rincewind kind of doing this manually and showing me the code pieces, I was able to quickly embed it into the editor so that you could leverage that functionality. Okay, so that view looks cool, and as you saw, I hit escape from the platform view there, and it's taken us into the new system options screen. And now we're into the true BigBox options. Now I could have themed this, I had a menu option for this. I've chosen not to because, quite frankly, if Jason adds any more options, it's going to be to these panels here. Well, actually, you could be adding them here too, but the more complex ones, are going to be within options and so on and so forth. And I figured this will be as deep as I want to go to this high level system options menu right here. And then drilling down below that, now you're into BigBox. It just keeps it a lot simpler. You know, you don't have to theme absolutely everything. Or at least right now, I don't want to theme absolutely everything. It'll take forever. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking really good. It looks like a completed theme to me. And let me just hop through some of this stuff. And I think with some of the platform naming conventions, like Scum VM, for example, I know he's got artwork that supports this. So let me just double check real quick. And we'll hop into themes. And media. Characters. And these are all based on the names of the systems that you have loaded or defined within Launchbox. Yeah, that's what I suspected. My Scum VM is defined as Scum VM with no space in between. I'm sure I've got, yeah, like, I think mine is Neo Geo no space. So let's launch BigBox one more time and wait for the beta install. Nope, nope. Okay, it'll launch. All right. Yep, that's what I thought. So my Scum VM platform is defined as Scum VM with no space in between, and hence the image now displays perfectly. And he has a lot of characters and systems already defined within the media subfolders. So when he releases this theme, at least if some of these things aren't displaying correctly and you're getting the default collection of games and arcade systems coming up on the left, let me see, might be Capcom, might be a good example. I think these are the Capcom ones, yeah. So if you get this kind of image, then you know that there might be a naming issue. Because like I said, I know that he's created a lot of images for the various systems. So let me just double check Neo Geo. Yep, there you go. I would have gotten the fallback image before. And one thing I've just noticed too, he's got animated arrows. I guess that was something they recently added. Yeah, it's very cool. All right, so that's platform. Let's go into games. So here's the game. I really love this theme. I really do. It's just very clean, very simple to use, very colorful. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, he's really creative. And thank God I've got him helping me test my software. I don't know what I would have done without him. Yeah, I mean it's just fantastic. It really is. Yeah, I mean it just looks so cool. Yeah, and I think this is, what is this, wall view? Yep. Very cool. And then I can always come back to here, and then I can say view all games, and there you go. I've got my total games list coming up on the left hand side. Very neat. Very neat. That is essentially a completed theme. Yeah, very cool. Okay, well, I just wanted to you know, hop into the app and at least show you some of the new features, some of which I added over the course of this past weekend from Friday evening onwards, and I've shared a particular build with a group of individuals over the weekend. I haven't done extensive unit testing on this particular build, so you know, if it crashes, it crashes. I mean, it's still an alpha version, and I've got this week to go through a slew of testing and make sure it's as bulletproof as I can make it. And then I'll start adding new features this coming weekend, exciting ones for some anyway. And yeah, we're getting pretty close to a beta version of this application. It'll actually end up going out onto the forum as a whole. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I hope you are too. And as you can see, it was relatively easy, or a lot easier than using Notepad++ to generate a view and tweak an existing view, and it's all visual, and it all works very, very well, and will scale and adapt to whatever resolution you run this theme on. So I think it's going to save you a lot of time. But anyway, I'll leave you with that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I plan on doing another one in a few weeks when I've added a new feature, which I'll be extremely excited to present. And I know there's a few people that are waiting for this particular feature. I'm not going to say any more at this point, but yeah, it's going to take me a few weeks in order to implement that new feature. So if this helped in any way, you can drop me some comments if you want, if there's some things that you want me to kind of demonstrate. I know over the past month and a half I've put a ton of changes into the app, and I've done a couple of personal live streams and one group live stream. So if there's something that you want me to go into in more detail, I'm more than willing to do that. I want to be able to put together some how-to videos anyway, just in case, because some of these videos are more to these are the features I've added, this is how you use them, and then basically I don't go back to those features again, unless of course I've enhanced them. But so yeah, if there's anything in particular you want me to cover, like building a view from scratch, yeah, no problem, I can do that. Okay, so feel free, drop me any comments you want. But until then, give it about 2-3 weeks for the next video. All right, thanks very much.